Hey everybody, Josh Sigurdson of World Alternative Media here, and of course we're joined by Dan Dix of Press for Truth once again here at Wham, and it's not so cold outside here in beautiful Paso Robles, California, but there's a few people getting triggered, a lot of snowflakes flying around up north in Canada and elsewhere right now regarding the song Baby It's Cold Outside, because apparently this song is mean towards women, could be considered abusive, rape, all that kind of stuff. What do you think about this recent attack on this holiday classic?
I think it just goes to show just how out of hand this Me Too movement is getting. Look, things were different in 1944 when this song was written, okay? Back then, for a man to be courting even a younger woman was not only entirely acceptable, it was encouraged for you to, start a family younger. You would, in fact, actually be better off as a human being if you get to that sooner.
You don't want to be a spinster.
Right. And, back then this was entirely acceptable. So today, to all of a sudden say that in this PC culture, this is something that needs to, this is like, it's equivalent to almost like book burning. They're trying to erase history when there was nothing wrong with it at the time. And now they're just clawing at straws, trying to find something wrong with it, because they want to be butthurt. These snowflakes just want to melt, it seems.
Yeah, and it's strange because I seem to remember the very original debut of the song involved Red Skelton, and it was more turned around on Red Skelton of her trying to keep him there. Actually, yeah. I find it's odd because the priorities of a lot of this generation, they'll call you and I privileged, but then they have the privilege of their biggest problem in the world being a song from 70 years ago that made them feel, not so good inside. I mean, what do you think this says about the culture itself when people are so caught up in this but don't care about the millions of men, women, and children getting bombed to death, don't care about, people dying of cancer, people getting taxed to death, people, all these horrible things that are happening in the world, and their number one issue is that, and don't forget Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, who apparently it's offensive because he gets bullied, and I don't even get it anymore.
That's the problem. It's a really slippery slope is what they don't understand here, because if you're going to say baby it's cold outside, it's sexist or something, or something like that, or Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is bullying, well then you got to move on to all the other ones. What about Santa Claus is coming to town, he watches you, he knows when you're sleeping? Well, isn't that like not cool surveillance? I mean, you can't, it just goes on and on. You can actually find something in every single Christmas carol if you really look hard enough. And that's the sad part about this. It's like they're just really grasping at straws at this stage to try to just play this victimhood mentality. That's the problem, really. It's this victimhood mentality and kind of blaming external things for their own problems.
Well, and they don't care about Santa Claus breaking into their house because this communist generation doesn't care really about property rights. So it's like, yeah, they're like, oh, someone's going to give us some free stuff and break into my home, and maybe he'll steal it from my neighbor and give it to me. Anyway, it's interesting because at the same time with the song "Baby It's Cold Outside," it's like, okay, so what exactly is abusive about a guy convincing a woman to stay at his house, and maybe he wants to court her or whatever? Okay, you could say it's creepy. I understand people who say that it's kind of a creepy song. It can be kind of creepy, but overall it's like, it's not like the song is saying rape her and beat her and like chain her up. No, it's like, oh well, it's cold outside, you might as well stay here, wink wink. Mm-hmm. I mean,
she has a part to play in this too. If you actually listen to the lyrics, a lot of the times, oh, maybe have just one more drink, and then she'll be like, oh well, maybe just one more, and then she'll sit down again, and then he'll be like, okay, maybe I'll try again, and so it really goes both ways. It's funny how they look at that and they don't notice that, wait a minute, the woman has something to play in this too.
Yeah. It's a two-way street, and they may have won, Dan. I think they may have won because they got us talking about it. And I mean, it's gotten to that point where it's like, why do we need to specify this? Why do we need to even explain this? But that's the way culture has turned, is that we need to actually explain these things like we are talking to a 3-year-old. Yeah. It's amazing.
Unfortunately, in this current climate of PC, we need to risk being offensive in the interest of pursuing truth. So I'm not talking about being offensive to be provocative and to just piss someone off. No, I'm talking about being offensive in the interest of getting towards the truth. And if you are not going to pursue the truth because you're afraid of offending someone, That's where I take issue with it. So, we need to do away with the PC culture and lighten up on this whole not offending other people, because it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, you victimize, you become a victim, you claim you're a victim, you wear it as a badge of honor, being a victim, then you become the biggest victim of yourself, and you are the one holding yourself back. You are the one that's stopping yourself from being able to succeed in life. You're spending your entire time making your own self miserable, and it just doesn't make any sense to me at all.
It's the patriarchy. It's the big bad patriarchy. It's not because of the amount of effort and things I put into, becoming a successful person. No. Patriarchy did it.
And we know a thing or two about having thick skin, because being media, you get the most ridiculous insults on a daily basis from countless people on tons of videos, tons of social media posts. I had one guy commenting yesterday about my eyebrows. I don't know what you see about my eyebrows, but anyway, just like wasting time doing that kind of stuff, and you get trolls. And the thing is, in life is hard. I mean, we are in the best time possible. I mean, we don't have, we're not in another part of the world with bombs dropping on our head. We are able to survive and not die, freeze to death in the cold unless you're homeless. We're able to sleep in a bed without diseases coming from like the straw in our bed. Babies actually live now when they're born. I mean, like, it's such a good time, and people have to find something to make themselves a victim rather than look at all the bright side and fix the bad things. And it's all about what my feelings feel, and feelings are childish. Logic is what adults deal with on a daily basis, and that's what gets us through life, because life is hard. And well, so what are you going to do about it, right? Yeah. So Dan, as we close this off, where can people find more of your work and get involved in Press for Truth and help push your message forward?
Sure. Pressfortruth.ca is the website, and if you're not subscribed to us on YouTube yet, just type in Press for Truth into YouTube and you'll find us there.
Great. And we got no snowflakes here. And another thing, I just want to close it off by saying this. I find it interesting that all snowflakes are original and different, and they're supposed to be all like their own little creatures. Meanwhile, you have the most conformist system ever, which is a social justice warrior culture of everyone marches in the same line, and if you disagree, then they're super intolerant about people who disagree with them, by the way. Most intolerant people I've ever met. And you all have to march in that same line, and if you differentiate on anything, you're offensive and you need to be eradicated, and your mouth needs to be muzzled. And apparently that's tolerance, and that's uniqueness, which it just blows my mind. The Orwellian world of war is peace, and freedom is slavery, etc. That is where we've come to, folks. We need to break free from that. We need to be free individuals and think for ourselves and not follow the crowd like these SJW snowflakes are doing. So anyway, thanks for going into this with us, Dan. Lots of content on Press for Truth about this subject matter as well, so make sure to stay tuned for that and get them to 200,000 subscribers, which I think they will be in the next few days. So thanks, Dan, and until next time, this is Josh Sigurdson and Dan Dix signing out from World Alternative Media. Find the truth, be the change. Like what you see here, OM? Don't forget to check the links below. GoFundMe, Patreon. We can't do it without you. Any donation is very much appreciated, especially as we are so vastly demonetized and censored on YouTube, as these guys come in and flag all of our content as hate speech. Also, check out our Bitcoin address below, as well as on the screen for you to scan if you please. And also check us out at steemit.com. We're at Josh Sigurdson. It's a future of social media where you get paid in the upvote of your post in cryptocurrency. Steem, that is. So make sure to check us out there. Make sure to join us at Anarchapulco 2019 with people like Ron Paul, G. Edward Griffin, of course, Jeff Berwick, Vid Jedlicka. So many incredible speakers are going to be speaking. It's just a massively growing event. It is something you have to see to believe. So make sure to check it out below and save money on your tickets by using promo code WAM, that's WAM, and I hope to see you there. Also, check out our newsletter as we are getting demonetized and censored and all that. We don't know what comes next, so we have an email, worldalternativemedia@gmail.com. Send us an email with subject line YES, YES, and we will include you in the newsletter where we will continuously keep you updated. So until next time, thanks for watching, everyone. This is Josh Sigurdson signing out from World Alternative Media. Find the truth, be the change.
I'm sure you have already changed people's minds in your young age because you're involved, and I like that.